Hello, I'm so happy I got a hold of you. Welcome to another exciting episode of Lucious Showcase. I am Lucious T, and I have not finished the PS1 RPG I've been playing for the last few weeks. Couldn't do it last week, that's why you got the hated gem, and this week we are doing a bunch of Switch quick hits because I got some of this old footage I did nothing with. I played these games, didn't really do anything with it, and I don't want to not give you guys a video. So let me know what you think. Would you prefer me just do only the PS1 reviews right now? That's kind of the kick I'm on. I plan on doing several more of these, but they are long to play, and with a newborn I don't have all the time in the world, so I still want to put out a video a week. Let me know if you like this kind of thing. I got other games I can just quickly capture a few footage on and talk about, or just let me know what you think, or if you just like to stick to the more just the one game reviews. But anyways, here we go. Starting off first, a big hit when it came out in 2020. I got this for Jen. I dabbled in it a little bit, and that is Animal Crossing's New Horizon. Gotta admit, not my favorite series. I really got into the one on the GameCube, but really that was kind of just the novelty of it. It was the first time that a console of anything had something that was similar to that sort of Sims experience where it was in a lived world, days, every day felt real, the calendar affected the way the world was. With this one, Jen really played it more than I did. I played a bit of it. It is cool, but I don't know if we did it wrong, but we never got any new animals moving into our neighborhood. So when she started her island, she had 2 animals, and that was it. I don't know if we didn't do anything right. I mean, she dug up fossils and paid off her debt to Tom Nook and did the things where she found the stickers. No one else moved in, so I don't know if it's an online thing or what. But yeah, Animal Crossing's New Horizons. Very happy that it sold so well. I'm glad that it kept people busy during the beginning of the pandemic, but I probably still prefer the GameCube one. Didn't really enjoy it that much, but it is what it is. Now, next one, I think someone's coming in to say hello. Hello, Kim. Oh, hi. Hello, Daddy. Oh, make sure I'm in focus. Hey. All right, I'm already a star of the show. Hey, how y'all doing?
Can I cover her face like Michael Jackson?
What?
You know when Michael Jackson covered
No.
the faces of all his babies?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
so no
yeah.
one would see them?
Oh, no, you ignorant. Don't let him see my kid.
Yeah,
Don't
because
be
we
ignorant.
wanted them to have a normal life.
Oh, yeah, she needed to have
because
a
of
normal...
his stardom, just like yours.
Oh, no, please, no. Yeah. Hey, honey.
Give her sniggles.
Aw, good girl. All right, so. All right, well, this really went off the rails. Okay, the next one we're going to talk about is Mario 3D All-Stars. Mario 3. So, I only played Mario 64 on this, which playing it on the Switch was a little disconcerting. They really didn't do much as far as upgrading it or doing anything else like that. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I haven't played Sunshine or Galaxy yet. And I gotta admit, Galaxy, I know a lot of people love Galaxy. It's not my favorite. I mean, it's part of the whole Wii series of Nintendo that I'm not the biggest fan of. I can't really say and point to anything on the Wii that I'm a big fan of, or really the Wii U, especially because most of the things on the Wii U is on the Switch now. But yeah, 3D All-Stars, worth picking up. It was a limited release, but you can find it most places. I know that people were kind of concerned with that for a while, but you can still find it new in a lot of places. All right, moving up next, we got Mario Golf Super Rush. So I'm a big fan of the Mario Golf series. I was excited to see them bring it back. I was excited to see the changes they were doing where you could have a 4-player kind of simultaneous golf game where you're racing to the pin. It sounded great on paper. Unfortunately, when they released the game, they released it in such a bare-bones way where there wasn't that many courses. Some of the characters that were in the game were still not available yet. They were having it as DLC, and they kind of did the Splatoon thing where they just didn't want to release it all at once, which I hate when they do that. I enjoyed playing it. The story mode was kind of a bummer because you could only play as a created me character, so you couldn't experience the story with any of the real characters, though it was a good way of going through the actual game and learning the different modes, learning about things. They simplified the golf mechanics, so instead of having everything be where you can decide the wind or decide that and then line up your shot, they made it so it all happens within your shot. So the reason why is because the game was centered around that central theme of being able to have the 4 players simultaneous going to the pin. So they had to make it so you could do all that stuff while you're lining up your shot, because you got to do it all reactively. Is it a great game, great Mario game? Does it capture the essence of the GameCube and the 64 one? Not really. But also, it's kind of like trying to go back in time when you had friends that come over and you weren't just sitting in your room by yourself late at night and playing with people online that you've never met. And that's kind of what happened now. Everyone's doing online things. There's not really much for local online, local playing. But hey, it is what it is. But hey, now I got my player 3, isn't that right, hun? Isn't that right? Isn't that right? Oh, whoa! Oh, wait, no stardom yet. We gotta build. Alright, next. New Pokemon Snap. For years, I've been wondering why people are so obsessed with the old Pokemon Snap. Yeah, I get it. It was like an on-rails shooter, but it's fun. You take pictures. I think I played the game for maybe one weekend back in the day, because I used to pride myself on beating games very quickly. So I enjoyed it, but the new Pokemon Snap, bigger, better, more islands, more things to do, more Pokemon that I've never heard of. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Because I haven't really followed much of the Pokemon since Red and Blue.
Your eyes look so big.
But they added so much. You have 4 different pictures you can take of each Pokemon, and it grades the picture. And a lot of the times, the picture would be considered good if the image was just really close up. So you would get times where you'd have this really interesting action shot, but because the Pokemon wasn't completely center or a bit of a Dutch angle, it's not as many points as one where it's literally like... Imagine it's like...
Oh, my heart. Give her to me.
You like Pokemon Snap? I'm sorry, huh?
Oh my gosh. That's
So you get a better... So you might have a picture where it looks cool like this, but instead the picture that looks like this ends up getting more points. So that's kind of my issue with Pokemon Snap. I'm glad people like it. I'm glad to see it come back, because it gives me hope for Nintendo bringing other things back that they haven't in a long time. Like F-Zero or Wave Race or something that's not just Mario Kart. But moving on, next we have a game that I'd hoped my wife would review, and that is Streets of Rage 4.
But I can't because I'm busy. Be sure to like and subscribe. My dad's the best.
Aw, thank you, Cami.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Cam. Good girl. So Streets of Rage 4 is a phenomenal game. It's been years since I played a beat 'em up that I enjoyed more. Jen played it with me. Good girl. And had a great time playing it. We made it all the way through the story mode. I want to say on normal difficulty, on hard difficulty. We even started working on insane difficulty. That's how much fun we were having with it. I've downloaded the DLC, haven't played it yet, but what makes it so good, it's really well balanced. It's not overly difficult like Double Dragon 4 was. They have the opportunity for you to use your special move rather, and when you use your special move, you get that kind of Bloodborne risk reward where if you can not get hit, you can gain that attack power back. And just something as simple as that, you think they would have thought of it before, but it really opens up the whole gameplay. The specials are unique, the enemies are nostalgic but predictable, and it's a phenomenal game through and through. I thoroughly enjoyed Streets of Rage 4. It was always fun seeing what new character you'd unlock. They have a great callback to the original games. The music is so good again. Just everything about that game lined up. It is perfect. It is the perfect beat 'em up for nowadays, as well as a perfect continuation of the series. So Streets of Rage 4, big thumbs up from me. Getting down here to the nitty gritty, we have RICO. RICO was a game that my buddy Rewind Mike introduced me to. And it's an interesting concept. It's kind of a procedurally generated, random, you bust in, time slows down, you take out the floor, and you progress through all these different missions, and it's a roguelike, because every time you start over from the beginning, you lose your perks, you lose your upgrades, you lose your weapons. In practice, it's incredibly tiresome, because you really shoot your load in the first level. Like there's no progression, there's no difference. So you get everything that you're going to get in the game, satisfaction gameplay wise, on the first screen, and then it's just making it more bullet spongy, harder, less fair, less interesting in my opinion. Fun for a $20 pickup. I think that's what I got it for, maybe less than that, but not something I'd really want to play. Maybe something if I'm bored and just want to get some first-person shooter jollies off, but yeah, I was kind of disappointed with it. Not really a recommendation. But the last game, I'm highly recommending, which I'm sure you've heard of it before. I was actually considering making just a straight video about this, but that is Return of the Obra Dinn. Now, I remember seeing screenshots of this game and wondering what on earth is going on. This is a black and white thing. It's got weird, Cthulhu monsters. Essentially, you're playing as an investigator, and this game does a great thing where it randomly assigns you as a male or female investigator. You don't know. Like, I played through the whole game, and then I went to start a second game, and it made me a female investigator, and I'm like, oh my god, I had no idea. This, like, a cool little touch like that was so cool. It doesn't affect the story or anything. It doesn't affect anything as far as gameplay goes, because the story largely is just a walking simulator. It reminds me a lot of when I was in school, or when you would have those mystery things in, like, computer lab when you were growing up. Maybe like 3rd or 4th grade, where it's, oh, such and such is in room A, such and such in room B, this object was found in room C, and then such and such always hang out together in D. And then you have to figure out, oh, well, there's a lot of logic used in it, because it's like, okay, if this guy's in this area and he's hanging out with these 3 guys, and I find out later that one of those guys is a rigger, oh, then the other 2 guys possibly are riggers. Let's look on the manifest and see who the riggers are, because you get a manifest of... So essentially, you're trying to figure out how all these people died. And so you have a manifest of who was on the ship, you have these big swathing photos of who was on the ship, and the more you investigate, the more clues you find. It goes from the images being blurry to being clear. And then once they're clear, if you assign them the right name and the right method of death, it then will write it down. So you'll have it penmanship. If you get it right, it types it in. And there's a little bit of leeway too. So if the guy gets beheaded, it can be they got cut, they got beheaded, they got crushed. Like sometimes it'll give you leeway. So it's not just that, oh, that guy who got impaled on a spear, he was actually spiked with a tail. It's not so ticky-tack like that. And it's really enjoyable. It's a little cumbersome at times because it's kind of like Inception, where you go into a dream and into a dream. So you find these dead corpse areas, and then your stopwatch allows the scene to become live, and then you can find another scene within the scene, and another scene within the scene, and then it goes on and so forth. Each time you're in a scene, it plays a little cutscene. You'll hear some dialogue, and then you'll be in this kind of this tableau of what's going on, where the world is frozen. You can see a guy, like there's one part where the giant octopus attacks. You can see a guy get ripped up, and it's just kind of figuring out what happened to this ship. Why is this ship the way it is? The story is supremely interesting. It's one of those things where even though the gameplay is not there, like this is one of the rare exceptions with me where I do like one of these games, because it has enough gameplay to be interesting. It's not, I mean, it is a walking simulator, but it's very much critical thinking, almost like a mystery detective game. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. So happy I picked up the physical copy at Best Buy. Loved it. Probably of every game in this video, this one was my favorite, the one to reflect on, and I really enjoyed it. So, actually, I mean, Streets of Rage 4, that's probably better. But as far as intellectually, this was very, very good. But anyways, there you go. That is some Switch quick hits. I had some other ones as well, but I don't have footage for it. But maybe I'll talk about those in another video. And stay tuned for next week. We should have this PS1 game licked. Little teaser for you. It is the first Working Designs game I ever purchased and that I've ever beaten. Alright guys, it's been so nice getting a hold of you. Let me know if you've played any of these, what you think about it, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.